Welcome aboard, everyone! I hope you've enjoyed the new overlay. It was done in an hour. This is Hubcast, presented by Rider Hub. We hope you enjoyed the kind of new motif. We'll see how long it kind of sticks around for. As always, I'm your host, Rubilina. Happy to be here as always. We have Canon joining us as always. We have Will. You're not on yet. Good try. I still have you muted. So joke's on you. We have Will, but then we also have a newcomer who is Memes, and we will let him introduce himself. You are live.
Speak Memes.
Okay, so he's in a Campbell's soup can, apparently.
I hate YouTube.
That's our sponsor, Memes.
I get that name, but YouTube doesn't work.
Oof.
He is still in a Campbell's can.
We're gonna lose our sponsor to YouTube.
Yikes.
Speaking of our other sponsor, Mountain Dew is not our sponsor.
Mountain Dew, for when you can't get gamer fuel.
But Will does want to rant about Mountain Dew.
I just want to talk about the Mountain Dew Voodoo flavor real quickly. What is it? What is it? Because I don't know what it is.
By the way, I should probably do this since we got someone else.
Are you ready?
So Delta God, thank you for subscribing. Dragon Ranger, thank you for climbing on aboard. We really appreciate both of you over here at Hubcast.
One when he can.
So, thank you for joining on.
Yeah, we appreciate people.
Yep.
I think.
I love the fact, also with this Mountain Dew, there's no, obvious thing to tell what flavor it is on the back. Like, it's no, orange flavor or blueberry.
Is it orange?
Yep. And also, that's our subscriber song for those who are curious. It's something I got from school back in the day, so.
There's literally no flavoring to tell what it is.
Yes, because it's supposed to be a mystery.
Okay.
How dense are you to that fact?
To those that have not tried it, it tastes sweet. It's almost like it's either candy corn, cotton candy, or people are saying it's orange creamsicle. Anyways, let's move on.
I'd be down.
All right,
As
so
a
now that
as a
we've had a
lead-in,
little detour at Mountain Dew Central,
Sogo drinks Mountain Dew. As a lead-in.
Now that we've had a detour on Mountain Dew,
Yes.
on Mountain Dew Central, can we get back onto the Heisei line of this trip?
Yes.
I just tried. Sogo definitely drinks Mountain Dew.
I do need to issue this to everyone in chat. If you have not seen Geo or have not seen a lot of the Heisei era, this is going to be a spoiler warning for everything we're talking about, because I don't know what we're going to be all covering. I know we're covering Geo and the Heisei era. So whatever shows come out of that, you'll be spoiled for. So
I'm gonna try not to
mind.
mention what everyone's expecting me to mention.
Yeah. We'll try not to
Heisei?
spoil too much.
Oh, I meant
But
if we're talking Heisei, I'll try not to mention Kiva.
Again, we will try not to spoil anything important for any shows that we'll be discussing, but do keep in mind that this is considered spoilers. So,
Yes.
in that case, shall we start off with the series now past?
Yes.
Which one?
The 20th anniversary of the Heisei.
Yep, the final of the Heisei, Geo.
Was best boy.
I just starting off when Geo
I figured let's start at the beginning with when he was first being previewed and work our way up.
Yeah.
Because that lets us really hit everything.
Geo monumentally got leaked. That was the first sign of things to come. They accidentally leaked him through, what was it, Ganaba Rising?
Yeah.
I think it was something like that.
Which I think a lot of people didn't like his design at first, but I did. It was kind of like the reverse of Decade's colors, how he was mostly black and with a little pink magenta.
Yeah.
However you want to say.
I liked Geo's design once we really got it.
I know a lot of people prefer Gates.
something that I remember happening was the hey, this is our first female main character.
Yeah.
Nope.
That saga. Shout out to Karn making Time Turner and Mage voicing Tsukiyomi.
Yikes.
Shout out to that.
So I remember that
I-
was a thing.
I remember there were a lot of unknowns about Geo because they didn't release the theme song till like they didn't release the opening till like one day before it premiered, so I think a lot of people were nervous about that.
I really like how they did handle the opening with the little visuals, so that we were able to hear
It
the
was a
opening.
fucking banger.
It's a banger
They
of a song.
they made like a full music video for it to introduce it with like all the riders and everything. It was beautiful, great.
And I remember the trailer too. I've seen it since then, and I.
Everyone was so disappointed that it was Sogo.
But
Honestly, though, the first episode, he was not a bad writer. There's been worse for first
No.
episode.
I was worried that Sogo would end up being like Emu, because I fucking hate Emu and Exade with a burning passion. I'm sorry, Quasar.
Too bad.
So,
Sogo
okay,
ended
he's not
up
listening.
doing this instead, right?
I think Sogo was a little bit better than Emu.
Well,
I
at the
don't
start
think he
maybe,
was.
but
Yeah. I don't think he was the best main rider.
No, there's
That's
definitely been
not
better.
But
But
I think I could say with certainty though that from episode 1, I think Waz was a fan favorite.
Yep. Best boy.
I think he solidified himself pretty early as kind of one of the hooks in the series, though they really didn't do anything with him.
Who was? No,
Waz.
no, they didn't.
I still love him.
I think everyone loved in episode 3. No, was it 5? Was it episode 5 where Waz like came in and energy blasted another Forze for like
Yeah.
interrupting his way?
I think
Yep.
I think the biggest thing about Waz that stuck out is how ridiculous his EYs and Wagamo's could get.
I fucking.
And
By the
seeing
time
how far he
Grand
would get
happened,
with that.
by the time Grand happened, he just didn't even know why. He just fucking orgasmed,
Mhm.
which was my reaction to Grand.
I
But
think probably one of my favorites was O's, where he just says "Happy Birthday."
Mhm.
yeah, I did love that. My favorite EY though is definitely Geo 2 because Sogo's actually excited that he gets to do it again.
Yeah. I think one of my favorites was probably when he's drumming and then stops just to say it and then continues going.
Yeah.
Just because it
Waz was
cute.
pretty good during the Hibiki arc.
The
Yeah.
last one, that was something.
Yeah.
Like the
We're
fact
not
that
gonna get to
that was
that
like
quite
the
yet.
one time he didn't want to and
Yeah.
he was forced.
We're not gonna get
no,
to that
so-
quite yet
Well-
because I want to save that.
Yep. Yep.
Starting
I think,
off,
I think the other thing about the first episode that really stuck with me was how threatening Oma was from the very beginning.
they definitely introduced him the best way, even as much as we all joke that he Thanos snapped everyone.
Yeah.
Like, he was threatening. He decimated a fucking army within the first 2 minutes about it. And you don't really get much in the beginning of that. Like, I do love how it kind of like does a seemingly time jump, I guess, for like Gates and Tsukiyomi, because you see them completely, utterly, and defeated.
Yeah.
And the next time you see them, Gates is, I don't want to say a badass, but he's a competent like Kamen Rider now, and Tsukiyomi also came to the pass. So like,
to put it simply, he's not happy about what's going on at all.
and like, there's a gap,
Mhm.
which I kind of wish
I
they
wish
never
it had been
show what
explained.
happens in the gap.
Yeah.
I kind of wish they did.
It kind of makes me
mean,
wonder if
there's
it'll be
still-
in the Gates special
I'm
scene.
gonna be, because I still question. This was revealed early on. This was revealed in like the first 10 episodes. That Gates managed to steal the fucking Jiku driver, because there's technically only one Jiku driver,
Yeah.
and he manages to steal the old one, which also is later I questioned because that's kind of retconned. But
Yeah.
Walt had another one too.
well, Waz does, but like, Waz just fucking pulls them out of nowhere. Who knows? That's also something I question, but whatever. It's Waz. We've learned to
I
accept
think
what
Waz is
the
just
fuck
a
he does.
universal constant at this point.
They also never explained how Waz travels through time without a fucking time machine.
He's a universal constant, I think. Simple as that.
Here's what I think it is, and we'll discuss the Jiku drivers later when we get to the movie. I might have a way to tie it all together.
Alright. No, so the fact that Gates, like, because you see how badass Oma Geo is, so the fact that they just casually say that Gates manages to steal his driver and 2 of his fucking ride watches, I question it.
Yeah.
Like, the fact they've never explained it, unless it's, like, revealed that Oma Geo wanted him to.
Yeah.
Which I'm starting to think they never bothered to say it, but he did want him to.
I think that was the case that they were trying to go for.
I think that was the case because we'll go over it at the final.
I think that's just another, because that's gonna be my problem with the Geo, is that it's another thing of they forgot about that.
Yeah.
Really? The uncle made him.
Maybe. I feel like the uncle was made to be more important than he ended up being.
Yeah.
He's just a dang plane.
One thing I will say about Geo is I liked how there was no mystery of who Oma Geo was. They didn't try to plot twist it or anything. It was straight up future Sogo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because everyone was theorizing about it and everything, like, nope.
Later on, I think everyone figured it out.
Yeah.
And then it slowly became...
slowly it unraveled itself.
And then slowly it became, who is Schwartz?
Yeah.
Well, I was talking the show itself. It's just kind of slowly
I think, because then I think the
itself.
mystery became what caused him to become Oma Geo.
Yeah.
Which we will go into later.
Yes. But yeah, initial Geo, like, I liked Gates at first. I thought Gates had potential to be good, because, I mean, he wasn't going to be better than fucking Banjo, because I loved Banjo. And also, I'm kind of tired of the Tsundere secondary riders.
Yeah.
But I was willing to give Gates a chance. Tsukiyomi, even from the beginning, kind of seemed bland. I thought she might have potential, but, like, comparing her to Decade, since Geo is called Decade 2, I didn't think she was going to be as good as Natsumi, because Natsumi is just amazing.
We should.
And I didn't like the armors.
I thought it was an interesting concept that almost got pulled off well, but not.
I think the gimmicks, the oversized gimmicks on the shoulders looked really stupid at times.
Yeah.
I think the only time it was pulled off was Build pulls it off. X-Aids looks stupid. Forze's wasn't bad, but
Forze I think was tied well together.
In general, Forze worked because like it became a rocket.
I think the ones that work are Forze, Wizard, Fize.
I'd say Ghost.
Fize was a little bulky at times, but
I'd say Ghost. Ghost worked because the icons weren't that big.
Yeah, I would say O's. Yeah, O's worked.
O's worked. O's was nice.
I like Gaim.
I liked Gaim's as a callback to Kachidoki.
Yeah.
Gaim was supposed to be bulky, which thank you.
I liked the Gaim armor, and I know a lot of people
The Gaim armor was like a
but...
callback to Kachidoki, because like a lot of the armors weren't just like a callback to the base armor. Like O's armor looked more like Super Tatoba.
I don't know. I think the Gaim armor worked, and I think it was really cool.
Decade was good.
Decade
armor was good. I know a lot of people had a bitch fit about that too at first, but like
Kuga was solid, absolutely.
Kuga was Kuga. My least favorite that actually appeared on the show was Double. Doubles looked, because there was no.
It needed to do something with the shoulders.
Yeah, it needed something with like, because there was no
it needed
bottom
to have a
half
gimmick
either.
with the soldiers.
Also, can I just say the ones that they didn't show off, I don't understand why they didn't.
Yeah.
The ones that they didn't show off were so good too.
Like Hibiki looks great. Kabuto looks great. Deno.
Kiva's looks great because Kiva actually changed his visor to match the colors of it.
Yeah. Which a lot of people
Ever
were
since they
thinking,
saw
no,
it,
it's
I was
actually
like,
going to be
nothing.
Gates, but then it's like, no, it's not.
But
Yeah, but
Um,
no. So
The Genom armor for.
yes, the one time
Yeah.
they were allowed to use it, not because that's because I'll say this now. I'm kind of just tired of Gem at this point. I was
Yeah.
over that because he also kind of. My only comments on the Ozark is that it should have had AG more, considering they managed to get back AG and Hina,
Yeah.
but they overshadowed it and made it a second X8 arc, which kind of pissed me off.
I think we should.
Kabuto. Great.
Are there any other thoughts right now? Otherwise, I want to jump forward a little bit.
I will say I did love the Fize arc. I know people are annoyed that like Takumi and Kusaka aren't friends, but I will just give it that. Okay, if the events of Fize happened, they probably did just become friendly rivals. Like, I'll just chalk it down to that because it's literally just the timeline's erased, so they're allowed to be friends.
If the events of Fize happened, Tsukasa would be dead.
Yeah,
Everyone would be dead.
like everyone complained about that. So like,
Well, the
I
Ride
can
Watchers
see
were
it
originally
that, you know-
supposed to erase the history of the show, but then
Yeah.
they essentially retconned that.
like I said, I could see
They-
that if
literally, they
Fize
even-
didn't happen, Kusaka and Takumi would be friends.
They literally even say, what's his name? Even says, like, we retcon that.
Yeah.
Like, literally in a tweet.
Yeah.
Which was very soon.
Okay.
Or very,
That's I can say, since we're jumping ahead a little bit, that annoyed me about Geo is they constantly changed their own rules.
Yeah. Okay.
That annoyed me greatly since
Yep.
the minute Decade shows up.
And I feel like that's the problem. Decade breaks everything.
He does. No, he does. Like, I was
Decade,
fine with
so-
because Decade's special, so I was fine with like maybe the Ride Watch not working on him that it doesn't affect him, or maybe it's because he's not technically from that universe. Because I think they, if I remember Decade correctly, they did kind of say things from not his world don't affect him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm fine with like the Ride Watch still existing, but not. I am glad they eventually explained how the Ride Watch happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Let's go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Future Rider? No, I was gonna say let's get into the Future Rider
I
arc.
was gonna say.
Future Riders.
No,
actually.
I was gonna say. Hey, now we're done with tributes. Let's jump into when Geo decides to be original with the Future Riders.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Oh boy.
No, so I want to say everyone from when did Future Rider start? Episode 16?
It was
Yeah.
something around there. Let me look real
I
quick.
want to say before episode 16, everyone was literally commenting, just destroy the fucking driver gates. You destroy the driver, you don't need to kill him. Like everyone was commenting on that, and they finally fucking did it.
One
But that
second
just
while I figure it
made
out.
things worse.
Yeah.
Episode 17 was when it began.
Like I'm kind of annoyed because they tried to like make Gates out to be smart and like the opposite of Sogo, but he never fucking thinks of it. Sogo fucking thinks of it.
And I would
Yeah,
put that to 19 to 28, probably.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad they also never didn't have that last longer than 10 minutes.
White Wise gets introduced.
Yeah.
So let's talk
White
about
Waz was interesting because it was a different like way to like he was the opposite of normal Waz because he wasn't as much of a spectator.
He was more of
He
a
was still
doer.
manipulative as fuck.
Yeah.
Waz, let's just all shout out to Waz for just being manipulative as fuck, both
Yeah.
Wazes. And also his annoyance at being called Black Waz, even though he's technically OG Waz. And White Waz easily got angry. You could see several times.
Yeah.
Yep.
And also the fucking future note. I liked that. I kind of wish they did more with that than having him simply like
Yeah.
making Sogo trip once and shit.
I think when it came down to everything, Shinobi was interesting.
Yeah,
And
I think Shinobi's overhyped though. I don't like. I
Yeah.
get that he's.
I think it was good
Everyone's
that
like, I
we
want
got the
Shinobi for
special.
2022.
I think it would be
Like,
interesting to see if he was, but I think it would be better as shorts, especially throughout 2022. That would be interesting. But
yeah, I don't see them actually having spoiled what what the season is already. So, because I don't think they've thought about what 2022 is yet.
now,
I doubt it.
if we come over to probably my favorite one,
Quiz was my
super
favorite
cool.
too. I also just love Go Busters and Red Busters, so it was really cool seeing him.
Quiz was real cool.
His
I kind of,
great.
Yeah.
I kind of wish they showed us his timeline to like maybe show who he
Yeah.
fought against and everything. That would have been interesting.
I wish
to,
we
like,
could have
actually,
gotten a special.
I think he would have been the. I think he would have been the most interesting to explore.
Yeah.
Because Shinobi is kind of a straightforward of a concept,
Yeah.
and so in Kikai they kind of just showed.
Yeah. I think Quiz would have been real interesting to look deeper into. I just
Quiz
wish
could also Quiz had an interesting fighting style and everything too.
Yeah, I would have loved to see more of him and see how does he do the questions. How does that work exactly?
I could see him fighting an evil organization. I could
Yeah.
see that
Definitely.
being it.
Would love to see more of him. When it
Fight
comes
the
to
television company.
yeah, and then when it comes to Kikai, that's a little more shaky. But I
Well,
believe
no,
that was
we-
interrupted by Geo2.
It was.
It was a mess, but I remember not liking Geo2 when it was announced because it seemed super.
I liked Geo 2. It kind of has helmet and everything kind
No,
of look to it, and also kind of looks like an in between of Geo and Oma Geo.
I remembered hating it because I didn't like.
I
that
kind of
helmet.
wish they use the powers more.
Yeah.
Of fucking turning back time.
Again,
Yeah.
Like-
I
and also-
remember initially despising the suit. I didn't really like it. By the end of the series, I think that one's become one of my favorite standbys, one of my favorite transformations, probably my favorite suit. It's so good.
I will say, when I first saw it, I thought, yeah, this is a suit that only Sogo can wear.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
sort of like
It's
'cause
it's
at the
based on
time-
the meme.
at the time we saw the scan, like Zio was just starting, so
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
I can
We
see
thought-
why
Sogo's an idiot.
it did take place during Ryuki's tribute.
Oh,
I like how they
absolutely.
did that. How like that plot of like, oh, it's an erased rider, so you can't defeat it.
But I
Like
do
I
think
liked that whole thing.
I do think it needed to be its own thing and not part of a tribute. Just like something else
Yeah.
that we'll get into.
Because they needed another rider. They weren't
Yeah.
at the point of just bringing back another riders yet.
Yeah.
But so I can say I did like it.
Yeah.
I liked Sogo's arc for that of accepting he does have darkness, accepting that he could potentially become Oma Geo. He has that in him.
Yep. It's part of it.
And here's the thing.
I like the weapon. I like the combined two weapons. The normal weapon of his just fucking face is stupid, but I liked what it combines into.
One thing about the darkness that a lot of riders they don't accept that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate that he, like Decade, kind of accepts that
Yeah.
it could happen.
And then
Yeah.
we jump over
So-
to Kikai. I liked how it was a
Oh,
mechanized
man.
rider in the future, but a more natural another rider. That was a really interesting dynamic.
That was.
And
I
then-
didn't like the another Kikai suit, but
I
I
just
liked
liked
the
the
concept
dynamic.
of that.
I
I'm also
like-
kind of disappointed that never really went anywhere by making it one of the time jackers.
Yeah.
I like
Because
the
everything
fact that it was one of the time jackers because that kind of just boils down to he was kind of used.
Yeah.
Except he goes back to being a lackey next episode, so it doesn't
Yeah.
really end up changing anything, which
Yeah. We also
Maybe-
don't know how much time has passed since then. It could be
yeah,
weeks.
that's fair.
That's the problem with Kamen Rider. Unless it's like they say it's like a week after or 2 days after. You don't know how long it's been.
Yeah.
Well, that's also the problem with the time jackers in general. You don't know their timeline at all.
Yeah.
But
Which I kind of wish they
I
said,
think-
because...
I think it would have been better if another Kikai had been kind of the breaking point for the time jackers.
It
Like,
probably
hey,
should have
this
been.
is probably an issue that we shouldn't be doing, and if this is going to continue, then that's a problem.
And
They
that-
waited too long to do things and have
Yeah.
the time jack turn and everything.
And then
Now let's
we
talk
get-
about the big thing that I fucking hate about this arc.
another Zio.
No, the random fucking heel turn of Tsukiyomi.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Had hardly had a fucking character before this arc.
Yep.
And within the time span of 2 episodes, she goes from "you could never become Omagio" to
Oh, yeah.
"holy shit, child Sogo must die."
Yeah.
Minute, forget about it.
Yeah, but the next episode involves another Zio, and then
Another Zio is
I
also
think-
fucking stupid.
Yeah. I think between... I understand what they were trying to go for, but the problem was it wasn't pulled off quite right.
No,
It doesn't
like,
make
and then
sense that
'cause-
another Geo would stand up to Geo 2. Which is
And then because
upgrade.
they also kind of say like the time jackers literally ask Schwartz like, "How'd you do this? You shouldn't have done this. Like this is dangerous."
Yeah.
And he's just like,
Man,
"Don't ask questions." That's the basis of a fucking Geo in general. They literally said it in episode 2. Don't ask questions.
Mhm.
And I kind of hate when a season does that.
Yeah, I can
And that was
understand
also
that.
Schwartz in a nutshell as a final villain. Like, I hate to compare it to Build, but Build was the previous season. Build explained everything. The villain explained his plan, everything he's done. They even fucking called back to the.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Again,
And-
I understand the appeal of another Geo. The problem was it didn't quite line up in terms of the
Yeah.
powers.
Yeah, I agree. I think
Schwartz explained his plan from what I'm aware of, in essentially the final episodes.
The
final,
final, like, 3-part
episodes.
episode.
Yeah.
But yeah,
and then
that was the problem. They waited too long to go into Tsukiyomi and Schwartz.
yeah, which we'll
Like,
get
we
into
shouldn't have
later.
learned in episode 30 that, oh yeah, Tsukiyomi has amnesia. And then they don't touch it for like 5 episodes.
Yeah. Well, hey, it was kind of cool how they, threw that in with another rider who got amnesia. Wow.
So,
Thank you for telling us this so far in advance. Anyways,
Yeah.
end of
Gates
the
are-
episode. In that episode was Gates mistaking Tsukiyomi as being dead.
nice.
That's how he became Gates Revive.
Yeah.
I think I said this on the server. Like, that shouldn't have been Yates' logic there was like, wow, she's willing to murder a 9-year-old. I need to get good.
Yeah.
His logic should have been
I would
like,
have liked to
okay,
see...
No,
we need
his
to stop.
Yeah.
Like,
See, here's the problem. His logic kept flipping and flopping, and then when he sees that Tsukiyomi's now dead because, well, she went into the past. Well, I better start fixing the present right now by beating the crap out of Sogo.
I would have liked to see
like,
I would have loved to have seen an escalation of Omade essentially saying,
yeah.
hey, this is a thing that's going to happen in your future. You may as well push it now and get it over with, because the sooner you can defeat him, the quicker our timeline can take hold. I would
Also-
have liked to see something like that, and just that manipulation behind it.
I think a lot of people were thinking that White was do something to Tsukiyomi, except no, that was never the case. Tsukiyomi was just straight up bitch.
Yeah.
Also, another thing. Why the fuck did Tsukiyomi not tell them that Schwartz was behind everything?
She doesn't tell them anything. She doesn't tell them about the whole fucking when she goes to see.
You could have told another Zio that's the guy who turned you into another Zio is actually the guy who murdered your parents.
Yeah.
She also could have told Sogo that the guy who murdered your parents told you you're gonna become a king and did something to you.
So.
But no, she didn't, because again, like the whole thing was supposed to be like Gates decided to find his resolve because she was willing to go to the past and do that when it should have been him.
I
like,
wish
I
they
feel
had
like,
better explained Gates Revive in the way that I mentioned. I think that would have been
I think it would have been smarter. I feel like any smart person would have been like, wow, she's willing to murder a 9-year-old. Maybe we should stop at this point. I feel like we're maybe going a little far with this murder thing.
Oh well.
Like I feel like he should have been angry at Tsukiyomi, not Sogo.
Yeah.
Sogo's over here just being happy he has friends and shit.
Yeah.
Being a fucking cinnamon roll, which I love him for. Shout out to the uncle's speech to him.
Yeah.
And then we get into Gates Revive actually showing up, and
well, I mentioned Gates Revive. It was a cool suit. I liked it. Simple as that. It was
a cool suit. I like the idea that they completely retcon later.
Yes.
And then, and then the fights he has, because it's like, yeah, he's gonna kick ass now.
Yeah.
And then after that comes the Blade arc.
Well, I would like to mention.
I think everyone was just like, "Oh, it's gonna be fine because this isn't Gates' final form." Oh no, plot twist! Fucking Gates Revive was his final form.
Hey,
he never got to the final form after that.
We just defeated all these another Riders again, and we have future Riders now. Oh boy, this is super cool. Time to go back to tributes. Except the ride watches are different now.
Oh, can we
basically
can we
unexplained.
Talk about, White Waz getting so angry that he lost his driver.
Yeah.
I mean, I do have to give credit that that was a good idea. Like that was an amazing plan by Black Wall.
Yep.
Thinking that like I'm gonna tire him out because I know he gets weakened, so that way he can't fight Wagama'o.
Oh no, I'm talking about White Waz like writing in the book, and then Waz takes the shit from him.
Well, it's because it was vague. It was a loophole
that
in the book.
I mean, that was a good effect. Like that was a good way to show off the weakness of the book that he didn't specify, so Black Waz can come in and just be like, mine. now. Except I question where he got the driver from, because like he technically only took the future watch, but whatever.
I assume it's because the watch is the power of Kamen Rider Waz. It was returned to Waz, therefore the driver came along. I don't know.
Maybe I don't know.
It's the same reason why the Eeks and Knuckle gets passed around, yet everyone has the belt.
Yeah, sounds about right.
So
sounds about right.
It's every single Rider thing. You don't know where the belt comes from. As long as the gimmick is thrown around, it's fine.
Yeah.
But
I do like how the background changed for the Waz Henshin.
Yeah, that was
how it
super
turned
cool.
Like.
Blade arc.
Now
was
the
fine.
Blade arc.
Blade arc was fine. Trinity was.
Geo Trinity is. I liked the comedic effect it was used for. Of like basically.
It broke a lot of stuff. I'll just say that. But
it clearly showed you that Waz and Gates were in pain every time they were enveloped in that light.
Yeah.
Out of their transformation. Out of their transformation.
Yeah.
Out of their transformation. They were clearly in pain. Sogo also freaked out because his fucking face went down to his chest.
It breaks a lot of things, but it's a cool suit with cool effects. It just shatters way too many things that the show put up walls for. I do like that we got the end because that works.
Yeah. I think the whole thing was like they were trying to it was a form to show the bonds they've made in those like Sogo's retainers.
I did like that was Omade. That was a cute thing. Where it's like,
I did like that.
Sudden shift.
I kind of wish they combined all weapons because I know I've seen art of that, of like the three's weapons combined. I kind of wish that would have actually been a thing.
That would have been awesome.
But Trinity is okay. Brief side note to the whole controversy around that because someone tweeted at the producer like, "Hey, what do you think of Trinity?" And he's like, "You're not supposed to know about that." Yeah, that's all I'll mention. How the Toku fandom in America fucked up.
Yeah.
Side note to Blade's actor when he went to when he went to America and he was just like, how do these people watch our show?
Yeah. I will give... Oh, I just noticed that the arm actually keeps the watches. Interesting.
Yeah, it does. So, Agito arc, again,
I appreciate the little joke they threw in with Trinity. And Trinity.
Yeah.
But
Again, it slightly tried to develop Tsukiyomi. It didn't really do much. I think when they tried to do something with Tsukiyomi,
essentially, all of these are kind of a blur to me. I just remember it building up to Grand Geo, and...
The problem is, I think, is that it never made me care about Tsukiyomi ever.
Yeah.
So, like, hearing all the stuff, like, oh no, she has no memory, and blah, 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 like, I don't care. Because as far as I know, 4 episodes ago, she was against our main rider, who, at this point, I like Sogo. I know everyone's decisive about him. I like him. He's a cinnamon roll. He's just so nice. I'd be his friend.
Yeah.
So, like, to see, like, 4 episodes ago, her being a dick to him, I'm still salty at her.
Yeah. I understand.
So, like, trying to get us to care about this, like, 4 episodes later, I don't.
I at least in terms of all of these arcs, they're kind of all plain and kind of simple. I do
they
want
all
to
have
bring
the basic
up,
stat.
I do want to bring up the 2 certain episodes that were just messes because they couldn't decide what they wanted to do.
Oh, I was going to bring up, also at this point, at the Blade arc, time travel was hardly used. I want to point this out. The most that happened is Sogo would send Gates or Tsukiyomi back in time to the year to find out something, and that would be it.
Because all of the riders were made in 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They effectively... Because I liked the time magazines, and I liked the mecha fights and everything. They were cool, and I liked how if they changed forms, they would... The things would change forms. Like, there was an O's form, and the whole Cross-Zeon build fight with them was cool.
Yep. But no, I want to bring up the 2 episodes that were very unsure what they wanted to be, and you guys know exactly which 2 I'm talking about.
Kiva arc?
That was a mess and a half, in my personal opinion.
Oh, I agree. First off, let me just get it out of the way. The fact that they have one throwaway line to the main character of Kiva, and he's not even said by name. All Jiro says is, I serve Kiva, and you don't even know if he's talking about, like, fucking Wataru or anything.
Yeah.
Like, that's a whole stupid thing. Like, Jiro comes out of nowhere.
I was very shocked that they did get him back, though.
Before we go any further into Kiva, can we talk about Hibiki real quickly? Because that came before. Hibiki was good.
I liked Hibiki. I liked, since they couldn't get the Hibiki actor back, because I think he's whitelisted. I think blacklisted. I think there was a whole thing with him against Toei. I liked what they did, even though I know people didn't like the character. I liked how they kind of had shown it as the name Hibiki had been passed along.
Yeah.
I think...
Which also implies the Hibiki is dead, but whatever.
Hey, modern times.
Oh no, all of these episodes were just kind of a blur to me, and I don't really care too much about them.
I think because also shout out to the fact that Gates kind of became a side character as well. Like, at this point, Gates had no arc anymore. Gates was fucking done.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Jinga was introduced in Kiva.
That was just... I mean, I like the form. I like the forms for Waz. I like the fact that the Territory got a final form.
I think that was when Future Riders really took a hit. And...
I think, because Ginga was hardly focused on, he just fucking showed up.
Yeah, he was just...
Is he really a Future Rider?
They don't explain. All fucking... They have decade
I don't think
comments. They have decade comment, like the arc after, just being like, oh yeah, that's the timeline getting messed up.
I mean, yeah.
Whatever. Gave us a cool watch. I'll just put it like that.
Another Kiva, I didn't like another Kiva besides her random fucking manhole power.
Yeah.
She was so much older than Sogo. Like, she's supposed to be 25, but the actress is, like, in her 30s. So it just fucking looks weird with Sogo.
But I believe you said that that's one of your favorite suits. the another.
I do like another Kiva. That is one of my favorite characters.
Yeah.
I liked the powers of being able to summon the arm as monsters, but
The only other episodes I really want to mention out of this group of episodes is the Kabuto tribute mostly, because I like
Kabuto
what they did with it.
I liked
that
the development
continued
Kagami
on.
got.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm pissed at the fandom because they were commenting on what's his name's like his body
Suit
and
just
everything.
being destroyed.
No, like one of the actors.
Which one?
The way that he looked. Either punch or kick. I can't remember which one it is.
Oh, how fucking like just out of shape he looked.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Which, to be fair, he did not look great, but like.
But it's like it's also.
It's
okay,
also
and-
X amount of years after he was in the show.
Yeah, and it wasn't technically the actual character, Worms, but I don't know if anyone was kind of like, that guy he wasn't the actual, because spoilers for Kabuto, he died in the last episode.
Got it.
Yeah.
That one was a worm.
Got it.
Yeah, and spoiler, in the Kabuto arc, he was a worm.
Got it.
Yeah. So, like, I kind of did like that at the end where he kind of I forget which one is it. He's Kick Hopper.
No punch.
He kind of tells Kick Hopper, like, I'm not your brother, I've been manipulating you.
Yeah.
Basically,
No, he's the one with the punch.
I did like that.
He just had a bad time all throughout the series and even here.
I felt bad for that guy. I felt bad for Kick Hopper. I kind of do like the development Kagami get of kind of saying, like, I've never been as good as Tendo, I'll never be Tendo.
Yeah, I love
But
that
then he gets accepted by the Kabuto sector. I don't want to ever see like that again. I don't mind it being a one-time thing, but I don't want that to be their solution to not having to bring back Tendo's actor.
Yeah.
Well, here's the problem with that. It's like, how are they gonna get him back? Because I think he's pissed at them now.
Oh, he is. He was willing to come back. They could get him back.
Yeah.
But
And they had kind of said, didn't they try to claim they contacted him?
no idea. Whatever.
Who knows?
I don't know, but I liked the development for Kagami. Also, I think I remember in the original Kabuto that like they kind of had him accepting that he was the Gattack power, that he didn't need to be Kabuto.
Yeah, but like.
So I kind of.
You also think about it. He was originally supposed to be Kabuto.
They did bring that back, which is why I liked that they had him kind of. They didn't say he was Tendo's equal, but he's good enough for Kabuto. He's good enough for the Kabuto sector.
Yeah.
But no man will ever be Tendo Soji.
Mm-hmm.
I do kind of wonder where he was, though, throughout it.
Yeah. And then from here out, it was just kind of a... It was just
Like,
kind of a mess for the whole story.
Well, now we got Deno right after, which
Yeah.
was,
Yeah.
great to see.
One
Only
thing I
have
can
to
say.
bring up from that is Grand Geo was beautiful.
One thing I will say is that back when they had the riders being erased, they didn't have to explain where the main riders were. We could assume they were just living their lives or something.
Yeah.
So I don't like, and then Hibiki, they kind of explain where Hibiki would be or imply that he's kind of dead because there's a new Hibiki.
Yeah.
So I don't like for the Kiva and Kabuto arc, they have all this happening, and they don't mention the main riders, like what they're doing, why they're not reacting to this. Like, Jiro doesn't even imply that, like, Wataru sent him.
Yeah.
Jiro just randomly has the Kiva ride watch and fucking gives it away, which also, how the fuck does that form?
I mean, that's where I think Oma comes into play. I think Oma gave it.
Probably, I guess. I don't know. I kind of wish
Whatever.
they kind of did. But yeah, so Kabuto... I kind of wish they would mention where Tendo is. My headcanon is he's with fucking Agito in France, because that's where also he was at the end of... Both Agito and Kabuto went to France, so maybe they have a restaurant together.
Who knows?
I don't know. Also, my headcanon is since the girl from Agito was working at the restaurant, my headcanon is they're married. Because she says that in Agito that maybe she'll marry him one day. But doesn't matter. Because she did appear, I just assume. That's just my headcanon.
Yep, and then, let's see.
Deno,
Only
Deno
things I can say
didn't really do much.
Yeah, only things I can say for Deno is I liked Momotaro's possessing Waz, and I liked Grand Geo. That's pretty much
Like, the Imagine were kind of just there. Like, yeah, Momotaro's got focused, but it was really Zeronos' show. And even then, it was kind of just like, he just kind of set up the movie with that one line of, "Are you real, Sogo?"
Yeah.
And also the fucking uncle driving the Denliner is amazing.
Yep. Yeah. And then after everything, really,
I do like Grand Geo, I'll say that. It's
Yeah.
not my favorite final form, but I think it's the best they could give to Geo. I will hate, though. The one thing I hate is how it disappears every fucking 2 episodes. Either because it's stolen, and like, because that's just their solution to nerf it, is...
I mean, that's the solution to everything. Either make the villain even more powerful, or have it stolen.
It's happened like every 2 episodes, though, so that was just annoying, because the little shit that's another Geo came back. That was slightly interesting, but I also question how they changed history and everything, because they never really explained that.
Yeah.
I'll say this now. This is the part of Geo where they stopped explaining things. Things just happened.
Yep. And then we get into Aqua.
Well,
Aqua
again,
was amazing.
I didn't really care for these last episodes. Like, since after...
I loved... Yeah.
Since
The last
after
arc,
Geo
I'll say it now, was terrible. The last arc was just... They randomly threw the Tsukiyomi shit in there. They tried to make her relevant. It didn't work out that well. They tried to make... I never cared about Schwartz either. Like...
See, here's the thing. I think what they should have done is they should have slowly started hinting stuff about Tsukiyomi from the very beginning instead of just like 30 episodes.
They should have.
And I think they kind of were. It didn't really show.
Also, what happened to that guy who like saved her and was buried under rubble that was that was killed, she was implied to be close to? He never got mentioned again.
Yeah.
And the person who died that Gates knew never got mentioned again. Everyone thought it was going to be a dead girlfriend. Never got mentioned. That was forgotten. Mm-hmm. 2 dings on the Geo forgetting plot lines arc. The buzzer. I think we're at like 50 now.
The only things I really want to bring up from these last episodes that I really only care about, and plus I'm getting really sick of talking about this show.
I agree.
Is I appreciate that Tsukasa was a character and technically became the 4th.
They confirmed he was. They confirmed he was. I love that he started mentoring Sogo, which is what I kind of wanted to see from his first episodes.
I like that. The watches were repaired by the uncle, but also he didn't do too much in the first place, so I don't really care.
Like I said, I think he was supposed to be implied to be more important than he ended up being.
White Waz being resurrected to fight Black Waz,
I do like that.
Cute.
I liked Aqua coming back. I fucking raged at his death, though. I was pissed that they killed Aqua.
I mean...
also Eternal coming back was cool.
And then the only other thing I want to mention
and then Chaser. Or Chase.
Yeah.
I could care less, honestly. Fucking shout out. I know Dan's watching this, but I could care less about the Drive character back.
I have friends.
They didn't do much.
Yes, you do, buddy. Yes, you do.
But,
fucking Chase was literally there to die for Tsukiyomi.
Yeah. The only other thing I want to bring up is Omagio. Because I appreciated how they turned the dial on and pushed him to become Omagio. And the suit, the transformation, it was just beautiful.
I liked that final battle, and I liked future Sogo deciding to believe in his past self.
Yeah.
Let's talk about like everything that happens instead of just
let's talk about the
actually
last
talk
two
about this.
episodes.
Let's actually talk about this because instead of just saying, yeah, I like the transformation, I like this. Okay, so Omazeo.
We're also approaching an hour on, essentially 50 minutes on talking about this. So
Yeah,
we're gonna move on. We're on the last two episodes.
Yeah, but
Again, I liked how they did Trinity being the one to defeat Omageo. 2 riders he doesn't have the power of.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I kind of liked how they started getting more creative on the Trinity transformations of being able to either teleport Soga or teleporting Gates and Waz.
Yep. And yeah, I like that. I did like the fact that we brought up that like Omageo is going to believe in his past self now. And then we get to the final episode.
Then we get to the final
as If you want more
pole.
information about Omageo, go give the Disney Brains video a watch, because he, I think, does it perfectly.
Shout out to Brain.
We love you, Brain.
Tsukiyomi becomes a rider.
Which was a
that
mess.
ass pull.
30 seconds.
Yep.
No, because the fucking I love the just the sounds and everything of it.
I hope we get more of her in the specials. I'll just say
It was a fucking ass pull, and it would literally only happen. Not Tsukiyomi strong or anything. She didn't prove she was strong. It was literally Omageo. That's it.
Yeah, so
Like,
and then,
let's all comment because everyone's calling her so strong and how she stood up to Schwartz and everything. No, it happened because of Omageo.
Yeah.
So what happens is
Also, was yeeting a driver at her. That was great.
We really shouldn't go into detail over the last episode, because otherwise it's just going to be a spoiler for anyone wanting to watch.
I will say one thing. The actor for Sogo.
Shout out to the actor for Sogo for this last episode. Holy shit.
Yeah.
One thing I'm very disappointed in is a very brief thing. Tsukiyomi betrays them all to side with her brother, to the not shock of me, because every one of Sogo's friends has betrayed him at least twice at this point.
Yeah.
Which I'm kind of annoyed he never gets pissed about. Like, everyone but Sogo in the next episode is pissed about it.
Yeah.
Sogo, like, glosses over it. Like, I kind of wish that was one of the breaking points. Is everyone just fucking betraying him? Kid shrugs off betrayals like it's nothing.
Yeah, he looks for the good in people, and then the series ends.
Only thing I have to say about the
Gates,
whole...
Gates,
say it. Because otherwise
no,
it
but that's like
things.
But that's like the second time it happens, so I don't care at that point. That's the thing. The episode does a lot of things that was already used in the series, so I don't care at this point.
Okay.
Second time Tsukiyomi betrays Sogo. Second time Gates redacted. Like, I don't care at this point. It's supposed to be delivering emotions. I don't care because it's just being repeated.
Yeah.
Also, Ruby, you keep saying not to spoil things. We literally said at the beginning of this that we're spoiling things.
Okay.
That's
I'm just saying,
many things.
Okay.
If people haven't watched the first episode and don't want to be spoiled, don't listen. Mute right now.
No, Schwartz didn't really explain his plan.
I already touched on that earlier.
Yeah.
But no, so, like, again, like, okay, I'll just fucking say Gates dies again, but he already died in the Geo2.
Which I love the callback. I love the callback for Ryuki.
Yeah, but like,
because hey,
I don't care in the second time though.
Yeah.
And also because again, literally everyone there could probably turn back time. They could have saved him. Like Sogo, why are you forgetting? You literally have time reversal powers.
I think the problem is another decade breaks that.
Except we never get information besides him opening dimensions. We never get like what he can actually do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, fucking Tsukasa dies in what, like episode 36?
Oh, can we talk about that?
Fucking DN's so casual about it. He fucking like, it is just like, hey Tsukasa, you just died. Like Tsukiyomi and Sogo are just looking around like, what the fuck just happened? And Tsukasa and Kaito are so nonchalant about it.
Yeah.
It's another
Okay.
Tuesday.
Yeah, and then the episode ends. Things happen. We won't talk about that. Okay.
No,
Talk
the
about
ending, all I'll say is fucking Evangelion level of terrible.
Yeah.
Actually, kind of does go Evangelion with that. I don't like how they basically, like, Bill did the same thing, but, like, at least you had Sento and Banjo still.
Yeah, that's
I
it.
mean, technically, here's the thing. Every rider exists, except for Zio.
Yeah. I kind of did, because I had predicted it once, and I guess it kind of did come true, that Decade is a Destroyer. They made Geo a builder, a creator. I kind of like that. I had predicted that. I can find the screenshot eventually, but...
Also, I would like to point out that means Sento still has his PTSD
Probably.
It's true.
and Banjo.
It's
Alright,
true.
I'm sick of
no,
talking
so, yeah.
about this. Can
Yeah.
we get
Ending
on to
to
Last
Geo
Box?
is ending to Geo. Geo was an average series that was sometimes either harmed or helped by the tribute arc. And because before the ending, I would have given it a 7 out of 10, but because of the ending, I will give it a 4 out of 10. It's not the worst season I've watched. That goes to Ghost, as everyone knows.
See,
But-
I've rewatched Ghost recently, and
Yeah, but
it's
yeah,
not the worst. It is not the worst.
no, but it's Geo is just
There are seasons where it starts up so slow that you don't want to continue.
Yeah.
Ghost doesn't do that. One
No.
of the few things Ghost
Ghost's problem is the other arcs. The beginning arc's fine.
Yeah. Anyways,
Uh,
what do we want to talk about now?
Well,
No, I'll
let's
just say
give you-
Sogo was good. I liked Sogo and, well, Gates I don't like after Gates Revive. I wouldn't mind Sogo and Waz ever coming back. That's it. That's
Oh,
my
final-
thoughts on Geo.
Final
Can we talk
thoughts
about one thing?
summarized.
Zio was good.
Okay,
That's it.
got it.
One thing of news I think we should share. Tsukasa actor.
Yep, he's traveling. Tsukasa's
Yeah.
still traveling, but the actor I don't think
I
is-
did like that ending. Also, shout out to the fact that confirmed Tsukasa and Daiki are gay for each other. They confirmed the best ship.
For me, I liked it at first, but just didn't care after.
Yeah.
Another Geo.
Here's
Simple as that.
Memes.
He's muted.
Oh, all right. One thing.
Yes, that's correct.
Yes, Will, that is true. One thing I'll say. Okay, one last thing. Everyone, just say who you would have liked to see come back. Shockingly, my pick was not Wataru. It was actually I would have loved to see Natsumi come back since they kind of brought back the Decade cast. I would have loved to see her come back, especially because they had the callbacks with Tsukiyomi.
I have no
becoming
idea who I would have
Kamen
wanted
Rider
back.
Tsukiyomi. So I would have loved to see her come back, only so her and Daiki could fight over Tsukasa.
Yeah,
See,
I'm not
do you
sure
know
who
who
I
I
would
would
have
have
wanted.
loved to see?
Who?
Instead of Hero, I would have loved to see Taiga.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I feel like he could have been better for Gates.
but yeah.
I want to rant about how the secondaries never even really
not
Gates,
for this.
but whatever.
Not for this.
Yeah, it's not for this.
Last thing, please keep it short. Favorite another Rider suit.
Ooh.
Kiva.
Meme
Ooh.
favorite another Rider suit. Keep it brief.
Ooh.
Ryuki. Ryuga.
I wanna
Ryuki
see-
/ Ryuga.
Well, mainly Ryuga.
Ryuki did appear technically. Oh right, we didn't mention the infamous Ryuki Rider time.
We don't talk
That's
about
for
it.
another time.
We don't talk about that. That
Will.
was
Favorite suit has to be Wizard. Another Wizard.
I
That was a solid
think
suit.
one of my favorites is probably Hibiki, just because it looked cool. Okay.
so the Heisei era as a whole.
Let's try to keep this fairly short and try not to talk about too many shows, but do mention ones that you liked or didn't like.
Heisei, let's be honest here. Showa's great, but Heisei is what Kamen Rider is now known because that's the one that's gone on longest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Showa is not aging well.
No, it's not. Shout out to Starfish Hitler.
My boy.
Heisei.
I think
starting
Showa
with
is what started all of the tropes that we've come to know and love, but Heisei really defined what Kamen Rider needed to become. I think that's the bridging gap between Showa and now.
Yep.
I think Heisei throughout was a period of evolution and change, because you can see even the introduction of gimmicks and the introduction of over-the-top sounds.
I will say, since people, even though it's not official, people divide it into... I think, unpopular opinion, I actually prefer Phase 1 because it wasn't as toy-shilling, the sounds weren't as over-the-top, so it didn't take over from the emotional scenes.
Yeah.
I think... and then even early Phase 2 wasn't that bad. Double wasn't bad. It was sometimes annoying sounds, but like it was mostly restrained. O's is kind of where it started getting crazy.
I think O's was fine. I think after O's is when it happens.
Yeah. Actually,
after Heisei, because Heisei actually doesn't use its sounds a lot.
Yeah, it was with Wizard that it really started getting out.
Yeah.
Yes, because of all the rings.
Yeah.
Please intensifies.
Like with Heisei, it was like rocket on, and that's it.
Yeah. Because Gaim was a big problem with that. Like I got it saying the one on the stage and Knight of Spear like kind of takes out of it sometimes.
Yeah.
I will say the worst is probably Build, because Build was really over the top.
I like Build's jingles. That's it.
I like Build's jingles, but him shaking the bottles, like there's that infamous gif I think from like episode 4 where he's pissed and shaking the bottles. It doesn't work, so that's why I'm saying Build I think takes out of it the most. I mean, I also love Genius going, yay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's great, but that also takes out of it too. Like that debut, like the only time I liked the Genius thing doing that was the debut, because it added to it. Because it also kind of taunts Evolt, because it's his voice as well. So like that I don't mind, but the rest of it, nah.
Yeah.
I would say Build was the worst of it.
Again,
also, and Geo. Geo also, even though the grand sound is amazing, it does take out away from things.
I think X8 has it the worst.
Yeah, because a lot of those jingles are just over the top.
Yeah.
And it was the same person.
Yeah.
Like the thing with Build, and it was two people, so like the voice did change. The problem with X8 was it was the same person and it was over the top.
Keep in mind that we're not here to rant about sounds.
We aren't. Again, I just like Phase 1 more because I think it focused on characters more and the overall thing, and I think it had better villains. I think Phase 2 villains kind of just got introduced too late, or were just... the one exception is Evol. Evol was fucking amazing, but I think Phase 2 became a lot more toy-shilling, and so... I prefer
again,
Phase 1.
It's that bridge between the old and the new.
Yeah. I think the one problem why Phase 1 isn't as talked about is because it is aging.
Yeah.
Because
Kuga is hella aging.
Like, when everyone thinks Phase 1, they're like, oh, Kuga's aging so bad. It's like, go watch Agito then. Go watch all the...
Agito,
watch Fies. Watch...
Fize is fucking amazing. Let me say,
It
like,
is slow at the beginning.
it's slow at the beginning,
Yeah.
but
Or
I will say
watch
if we're gonna start
Deno.
talking about favorites, Fize has my favorite main rider because Takumi literally does not want to be there.
Mhm.
Not
It's obviously a very show where he's forced into everything. He doesn't want to be there. I don't like it. It's very fun.
So,
true.
anyone else
okay.
want to share some thoughts on Heisei?
Oh, I absolutely love Phase 1, and I think it's much better than Phase 2.
I like it too.
Personally, people should watch Agito, because...
Yeah, again, I'm trying not to just like praise.
Well, I'm not even
Kiva.
praising it. I'm just saying because
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Agito's good because I like how, in order to avoid CGI, his transformation is just kind of a bright flash of light.
Well, because a lot of people that I've actually talked to are like, "Oh, I haven't actually seen Agito."
Yeah.
It's like, have you seen Ryuki? And they're like, "Yeah."
Yep.
And they're like, "Well, the show is so slow," and I'm like,
I
yeah,
think if I'm to
but
recommend
it's worth
anything
watching.
out of Phase 1, I would personally recommend Fize. Just because I think it was a good
I'd agree.
season.
I would recommend Fize.
Phase 2, I think...
I'd say
I
build.
would say build, but I know a lot of other people will
If
say
we aren't
double
allowed to
O's
say
Forze.
builds, if we aren't allowed to say build, I would say Gaim. Gaim is very good.
So,
I got dropped fast.
anything else?
No, just Heisei, I will remember. I will say one thing. I don't like how fans are acting like Heisei will never be seen again. We won't
Yeah.
see these actors.
No, we will see.
You know, Heisei vs. Showa Kamen Rider Civil War literally exists, so we will see actors again.
"Yeah."
Heisei
Fucking
versus
Geo is
Reiwa.
literally having a crossover with 01.
Yeah. Heisei
What do you think,
versus...
huh?
Heisei vs. Reiwa or Showa vs. Heisei vs. Reiwa will probably happen eventually. It's too much of a marketing thing to
Probably
not happen.
The Showa.
Like, one thing I will say, most of Heisei main riders are willing to come back because they all grew up with Kamen Rider. They all love it.
We'll say for a few, maybe.
Well,
Save for the ones who basically didn't appear in Geo, and even then, some of them wanted to appear. They just
OG
didn't have
Kuga.
time.
You're like double,
Kuga didn't.
Dennis,
But
Yeah,
like,
double.
But
like Kabuto wanted to
But-
appear. Both double actors wanted to appear. Drive wanted to be in it. Like, so.
I think
So-
Drive. The thing with Drive is he was busy.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
so
Yeah, I mean, busy. I think.
A lot of Rhino
Uh,
actors are famous.
No, so. Oh, Hammer has joined us. Hello, Hammer.
for a short
I've
time.
been chiming. I've been
Yes.
chiming in very quietly for the past.
Oh, do you have anything to say about? I know Geo.
Yeah. Do you have anything to say about
The less
Heisei?
said about Geo, the better. Watch Fize. Watch Ryuki.
There you go.
Watch Weapon Heroes.
All right.
Watch Ryuki.
Please.
That one's underrated.
You know, I think we all know what I have to say about Kiva.
It's trash.
I'm not allowed to
It's-
say what I in the basement again.
Fucking disconnect you.
All right. So what are we
Yeah.
talking about now?
That's it on the list. That's all we have.
I guess if we want to mention
Watch
Zero
Legend
One,
Hero.
No,
Yeah,
we're
Zero
not.
you want to
I
mention
would
Zero
rather-
One a little bit.
I would rather save that for its own.
Just
Just because we're getting-
maybe
I would like to save that for its own because we're already.
here's a way
kinda
around
late.
that. What do we want to see for the crossover film?
More walls.
Because it's, I mean, yes, Waz needs to just appear in every.
Here's the thing. Here's what I want. I want
Replace
Waz to get
Gates with a
a
puppet.
true final form.
Yeah,
Even
I mean,
if they do what they did with Greece, you know, Perfect Kingdom.
Well, that's why the Gates v Cinema was announced.
Well,
Yeah.
I think, but also remember, Cross Z got a cinema,
Yep.
yeah.
so
Wait, I have an
they
idea.
might do one for Waz.
Okay, so the crossover film is called Kamen Rider Reiwa: The First Generation. So I'm thinking Showa might show up too.
Maybe.
I mean, there's like
Wait, I have
all
an
old people,
idea.
all holograms.
Judging by that name, I'm thinking Showa might show up.
Lots
Yeah.
like each was the king.
Oh,
All I really
Do you
care
know what-
about is that we're gonna have a fun ride.
Because we are getting to the 50th anniversary. The 50th anniversary will be in 2021, so that's 2 seasons. No, that's 1 season away,
that's
basically.
next season.
That would be
Yeah.
next season.
I obviously don't think they'll do an anniversary season again,
No, hopefully not.
Please don't. Please don't. It's a
but
failed experiment.
50
I mean,
years of
I will-
Rider Kicks.
I will say that I kind of like Ultraman has probably done this theme to death already, but I do kind of want to see them do a fusion season.
That would be nice.
Ooh.
But
'Cause
do all
Ultraman
of
has
Rider,
done it
not
fucking
just- not
twice.
just Heisei.
I
Actually,
would
they've
say
done it
maybe
several
like a
times.
Showa Rider and a Heisei Rider.
Oh, do you know what they could do? And I hate to
What?
say this. Make a
What?
Do Orb.
Zeo
Do Orb as a
Trinity
Kamen Rider.
Yeah,
where it's
Mr.
Zeo, Ichigo, and then 01.
I think for that, I think instead of Zeo, it would be Decade, Kuga, because those are the 3
Yeah,
Yeah,
the 3
first.
firsts.
Wait, no. I think if we do a fusion season,
so-
we should probably do like as the base form should probably be Ichigo and Kuga.
It probably will. I don't think they would go into 01. I don't think.
Just completely
Riders
completely
merged.
Copy Orb. Just do Ultraman
Face
and
play
Orb
well.
as a Kamen Rider.
So,
Well, yeah, that's fair.
Kamen Rider
That
Orb,
is
there we
basically
go.
what it did. Or they could do Dark Riders and do Ichigo and I don't
Save
know
that for the
who's
movie. Save that
who's
for
the
movie,
who's the Belial of Kamen Rider.
probably Shadow.
probably the Dark Riders.
I know, but
Shadow
who's like
Moon, I'd
the
say.
Dark Rider?
Shadow Moon
Yeah.
Moon.
from Black.
Probably.
So maybe Black and Shadow Moon.
No, it's
That would be
Sango.
amazing.
It's
Yeah.
clearly Sango.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. Technically, like the first Dark Rider was in Agito.
I guess.
Sort of.
Yeah, he actually was.
Weekly.
Because technically
He's
another
also the best
Agito
character
started
in
off as a
Spoiler
Dark Rider and then
No, well,
G4.
yeah, G4.
So,
Remember when they killed another Agato off after like 10 episodes? And he was, like,
Remember
the
when
best
he came
character?
back for the only good part of Exade?
Oh my god, Go Rider was great. Not the movie, the mini. The movie that they showed up in was
Yeah.
what's
It
the
was-
polite word?
Oh, I
like,
agree.
Utterly terrible.
Go Rider was the best thing. Blade coming back, because I always love seeing Blade's actor.
I like seeing
uh,
another Agato back a lot, and also Kaito.
I liked who they brought back. Is as much as I don't like Baron,
I love Baron
so
so much.
so.
I
love
don't. He's
Marika,
discount
too. Marika's
Sasuke
great.
Uchiha, but
That's Stinger. That's wrong franchise.
there's 2 for
Thinking of
each.
Stinger.
There's 2 for
We're
each.
th-
No,
Uh,
really
uh,
not Sasuke.
Guys, we're talking about the wrong movie if we're talking about Stinger.
That's true.
That's why I
that would
said
be-
wrong franchise.
That would be the Brave. No, that would be the Brave
Everything happens.
thing. The Brave special.
That's true.
We don't talk about.
We don't talk about it.
Alright.
Dumb intern.
So
Our,
I think that's basically
Yeah,
are all
my
our thoughts. I
girlfriend's
think
dead.
next time I think we'll talk about 01.
yes,
Yay.
we should hopefully be talking about 01 next time.
After 01, maybe we'll talk
The
about
01
Heisei
drivers and graphics
Sentai
cards changed my
Heisei.
mind.
by
Maybe we'll talk about Heisei for Sentai because I would want after 2 Kamen Riders episodes
Yeah.
in a row, we gotta talk about Sentai. So
Reese Holder sucks.
hopefully by next time we should also have links for you all to the fan fictions we're working on. We'll see.
yes, because those
Reach
are
Shirogami.
in writing.
Along with
I know we
the-
didn't.
along with the other links if we need any. So
We didn't get 20 viewers, but on the Rider Hub we'll post Quest in Green. Won't tweet it yet, but we'll give a little hint at that because we do have all the art done. We actually do, but we're not gonna blow our load and review.
Oh, we have a We have a good chunk of arc done for.
Yeah. All of our main rangers we have done, but we don't want to blow our load like some fan fictions and reveal everything at once. That's why we haven't talked about the sixth. That's why we haven't talked about the sixth ranger yet.
Yep.
Yikes.
We haven't talked about really anything else with that.
No, we're kind of sticking. We're not getting ahead of ourselves on things. So.
Yep.
All right.
I'll wrap it up then. So.
Yes.
Well, thank you all for tuning in. We really appreciate you taking some time out of your day to listen to us. I know all of us here at Rider Hub are very grateful. So thank you for sticking with us for this little reboot. We hope to really keep pushing to at least make the backdrop the best we can, and doing our best in the server and offline. So thank you again for tuning in. Ken said we should hopefully be more consistent now. So thank you for tuning in, everyone. Have a great evening.